and then
Bro,
7.
well, let me catch up to Web 3. What the hell? That's like watching goddamn Goku go Super Saiyan 6. I'm still on Super Saiyan 1. My boy, let me train a little bit more. Jeez.
So, but then we'll get into that feeling. I'm gonna get into that tonight a little bit. I don't want to speak too much. Hey, hold on. I may not talk about it because Justin, are you still streaming on Instagram?
I don't think he started it because it would have came to my phone.
I don't know, bro. If he is, I ain't gonna talk about it. All right, so well, later on, because I'm not saying the information public. I just don't want my name attached to it talking about it because that's just me. We're gonna talk about the failing thing where they can send electricity through the air. Sound like some Wakanda stuff, but let's get started, man. So we're gonna talk about tokenization versus compound interest. So, like I say, mine. All right, I'm gonna start with this disclaimer. My intentions to creating this space is to engage. Is to I don't know what you guys don't know. So if I'm talking about something, ask. I ain't saying you gotta interrupt everything every time I talk, but ask. It's a vibe. It's not a lecture. It's a vibe. So ask. Right. So right. You know. Um. Or if you know what I'm saying, just unmute your mic and be like, hey, I got a question, then I'll just stop. And because I'm looking for it as I'm talking. So, um, but I would say I just engage the more we do these things, just keep engaging so we can actually build some type of camaraderie. Um, let's start with compound interest since everybody know what it is. Compound interest is you put your money in somewhere, an account or asset, whatever, and over time it grows. Like a bank CD, probably 5 years it grows, whatever. Now, compound interest is linear, meaning you got a 10-year, whatever it is, I could hold it for a year, 10 years, I can hold it for 20 years. That's linear. So we're going into tokenization, which is going to kill that. Not in a bad way, but if you don't change your ideology on how you invest and you still going in the linear way of doing things, then you will get punished. So, what I mean by that, tokenization is circular. So, if you look at time, linear time versus circular time, um, and I learned this, you know, I don't know, I ain't gonna say that. Basically, I just learned this just doing research. All right, I learned circular time versus linear time, and linear time is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then circular time 1 to 2 can be like 3 years, but from 2 to 10 can be 1 month. So it's a warps. It's like it can speed up or it can slow down. It ain't just it's not consistent or let's say stable. It's like and that's how tokenization is. So to break down tokenization is you have an asset and the value of that asset is going to freeze. So if I have a house that's $300,000, that value is not going to go up or go down. See what that's where it kills the compound interest because compound it grows, it compounds and it grows and it grows. But in tokenization, it freezes, and when it freezes, it's you store it on a blockchain, and how you store it is it get the value get chopped up into tokens. That's why they call it tokenization. And each token is a non fungible token, which is an NFT. And for that asset to grow within tokenization, it's going to create a scarcity. And then now with that scarcity, the demand is what's going to cause the asset to grow. So if I only got 100 pieces let's say I've only got 10 of the 100 pieces of this house. I got 10. But if I got 1,000 people wanting to be a part of this house, to increase the valuation of whatever I have, I could just up the price of it. So if I bought it for $1,000 a coin, I can sell it for $5,000 a coin, and that's going to increase the property of the house based on the demand for it of these tokens. And that's the only way tokenization can actually grow based on the demand for it, the scarcity. And what make it circular is you see how compound interest, you gotta wait a year, 2 years, 3 years for it to grow. But with tokenization, it can be 10 years or it could be 5 minutes. Like if I got 1,000 people ready to buy it right now, and let's even a month, like it can take a month to double the valuation because now I got so many people wanting to be a part of this investment. So that's where it becomes circular because now it ain't about just a linear time frame. Oh, I'm just gonna hold it for 10 years. No, it can be like, hey, I'm a I'm a sell these NFTs for a higher price and have other investors buy the shares of my tokenized property. So, do we have any questions before I move on?
No.
Uh, but so
Isn't that what they're already seemingly doing in Upland?
well, I was going to get to that to
Oh,
where,
okay.
but that's why Upland is so powerful because of tokenization.
Yeah, but even before, well, I guess because you can use your sparks in their tokens, but in essence of what in the essence of what you're talking about, you very well can do compound interest, helping someone to construct, building on the property.
Well, it won't be compound interest. It'll be staking. You see what I'm saying? So
If you work out a two-way deal, could it be compound interest? Like if you and I work
um,
out something where I'm giving you something in order to complete your task.
right, but it won't be compound interest because the asset that you're getting will be different. So it won't be like I'm giving you more spark or I'm giving you more of whatever. I'm giving you something else for this spark. You see what I'm saying?
It would be more like trade.
Right, a reward.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay,
So
reward. Okay.
and but that's how things are going to change. Everything will be rewards because everything will be so scarce that you can't have more of something that is already scarce. So you got to reward them with something else. And that's where staking kills saving because saving is linear, but staking is just you releasing this scarce asset. Let's just say if I stake in Ethereum, you're not going to give me more Ethereum because all Ethereum gonna be bought up. So now I can reward you with something else. Like for example, I don't want to get off subject, but I'm just gonna go with it because it's a vibe. Let's say J.P. Morgan. All right, if you bank with Chase or even American Express, they got companies where they got deals with these companies to where you get 10% cash back, you get discounts on this just for being a Chase member. I know T-Mobile got it too. So, but I'm just using JP Morgan for an example. Let's say I'm staking with them, uh, and they reward me with JP coin. But that coin can be used with these businesses. So whenever you hear the word community in the blockchain realm, it ain't about people, it's entities. That community, that's what's going to create these economies, these entities. Meaning, hey, we can use this JP coin with these plethora of businesses that's going to accept it as a payment or redeem it as a reward based on you doing business with Chase. And that's not saying that's going to be privy to retail. I don't know yet. I'm just saying that that's kind of how things are going to where you will be able to uh, earn rewards based on the assets that you already hold. But the rewards ain't gonna be like a free fry or a free McDouble or nothing. It ain't gonna be like that. It'll be more uh substantial. So, and to get back on tokenization, and let's just say Upland, because Upland is all about tokenization. So it ain't about uh you trading these NFTs for dollars. It's about you exchanging your purchasing power of your dollar and moving it into Upland. So when these digital nations awaken, your purchasing power has increased dramatically based on the crypto that you're going to be earning by having these NFTs, these vehicles that going to be needed to move value, this tokenized value in this marketplace. So that's where the value come in at from a retail standpoint. It's just the purchasing power is going to be so extremely high because of the scarcity. And even with tokenization, that scarcity is going to create a even more valuation based on the asset that you have. So, and that's what RWAs are. And even if you look at like fintech banks, like all of these fintech banks, these major fintech banks, none of them are backed by the FDIC. All of them are backed by 100% digital assets. And that's not crypto, that's RWAs. So they'll let you know, like, it's like even the Mercury Bank, it's a fintech bank, right? Usually the FDIC will insure your bank account to like a quarter million for retail. Um, but with them, they can insure up to 5 million. You see what I'm saying? It's a big like nothing is inflationary no more. Everything is deflationary. So it's not like uh value is coming out of thin air. The value is already created and stored on the blockchain. So and tokenization is not a bad thing. And it's not I wouldn't say it's a good or a bad thing. It's just the way the world is going. And you got a question? Sophie?
I
Oh,
do. I have a question.
yeah.
So fintech is backed by real world assets, right?
Right.
So where are the assets coming from?
Hold on, let me mute my phone.
Where the assets coming from?
RWA. So that's like
So
uh
when you say fintech, we are introduced to new bank, which is in I think Brazil or something. We have Anchorage Bank. We have the Anchorage Bank. We have the other bank that was what was it, Nevada or something? The one
uh
that just the one that they
Telcom.
yeah, Tailcoin, the one that was just approved. We have those types of banks, right? And
Right.
I don't know, maybe Coinbase will be a fintech bank, or maybe they will, or maybe they'll.
Well, they already are. So they already a neo bank. They
Okay,
just don't have a banking charter. So
all right. So where are the RWAs coming from?
so I wouldn't know exactly. Like
Okay.
I don't work for Coinbase. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't know. But let's say
So
um
maybe now that I'm thinking of the now that I'm talking about it and thinking of the way that Coinbase flows, they have about uh four different areas for Coinbase. They have Coinbase, which is for retail. Then they have Base, which is its own blockchain, and it's also for retail, but it's for businesses, whatever. Then they have something called Coinbase Prime, which is for uh, institutions and whoever else. So let's say that this is for institutions. We know that institutions are carrying RWAs.
right.
Is it possible that they're partnered with those institutions and that's where the real money is coming from for them to say that they're backed by RWAs?
You can say that. Like I give you an example. Like
Okay.
let's say BlackRock, right?
Okay.
BlackRock can't hold crypto, but because BlackRock can't hold crypto because they are a major bank and we don't have no crypto regulations. But so they just bought majority of Coinbase stock, so they own Coinbase.
Right. Yeah, of
Coinbase can
course.
custody. You see what I'm
That's what they
saying?
do. Yeah, indirectly.
Right
I
now,
got
you
you.
should.
The same way BlackRock indirectly owns everything.
Right,
I got you.
like so that could be a case where these uh these major banks are buying up these neobanks or owning majority shares of these neobanks, and then boom, the value
They
comes from
make a
there.
decision.
And let's say Ripple, since we there, let's talk about Ripple. The last three, four companies Ripple bought has been asset management companies. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So Ripple can very own be like, hey, we back by 100% in digital assets because all the companies we own are asset management companies. So we're just tokenizing all these assets that they are managing.
Just making retail look real small.
Now you see what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, I see
so,
what you're saying, but I'm
right,
just making retail look really, really small.
right. And make it look like there's no point of
You don't
holding.
exist. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
you
If
don't
you don't know how to move your stuff, you don't exist.
basically. And
Because
then,
cashing out is not the way to go.
right, because now you're just losing the value of
Right.
what you already acquired. So, and I don't like because all this has everything to do with tokenization. Because now you're extracting the value from the analog world, or let's say the physical world, and you're storing it on a blockchain. But all our laws and government, everything is gonna be on the blockchain. So it ain't gonna be like, oh, everybody over here in the digital world, and we still got this world over here, this inflationary analog old world that ever no, it ain't gonna be like that. That world is gonna die and become deflationary. And when that happens, then you'll start seeing more like that's when the UBI and stuff will start coming out. Cause now all this automation will come out and things like that. And it's not saying the world is ending, it's just that now you gotta reskill yourself and be create value within this world. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna go find a job. Man, go create some value. Go be a drone pilot license. Go do something. Go learn how to trade. Go farm. Like learn how to grow food. Like you'll be a hot commodity growing food because as you can see, the farming industry is messed up, especially from a community standpoint. So those are the things where tokenization is going to disrupt a lot of that linear way of thinking. Oh, I'm just gonna hold it. Like I hear crypto bros say this all the time. This is my long term bag. Ain't no such thing as a long term bag because the value is the value. It ain't gonna increase. The value ain't gonna increase at all. It's already set. It just we can't see it because the world is not over here yet. But once it sets, that's what it is. It ain't gonna be like in 5 years XRP gonna be this price or Ethereum. It ain't gonna be like that because the value's already set, and they just gonna snatch that USD price off. And boom, when you do that, now tokenization is fully thriving because everything will be tokenized: trees, sidewalks, schools, uh, everything, police stations, basically anything of value, air, water, and we gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it because I be trying to stay at the surface, but it's like when you know so much about what's going on, it's like you have to prepare. Like, let's say air rights, and you say if you own UBI, if you don't own those air rights, you're gonna get charged with the carbon footprint fee,
Better known as the air tax.
basically. And if you've been paying attention to the World Economic Forum and Davos, they have something called a consumer carbon footprint tracker. And basically, they trying to track all your carbon footprint. And it's just control, man. And basically, you don't have to be under that control if you add value to yourself. But you only can do that by doing your due diligence and working on yourself. But if it's somebody who just be like, hey, man, like I'm in DC, I used to wash dishes. I had a guy, man, I've been washing dishes 28 years. I'm like, bro, you out of there. Because the number one industry that's finna get hit by automation is the hospitality industry. And that's just what it is. But it's not saying he can't, go reskill himself and be, okay, I'm gonna learn some of this, boom, boom, boom. You can do it. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody put a gun to your head and say, "Hey, man, you can't go learn about this." You can, but you have to go start reskilling yourself. And that carbon footprint tracker, basically, all it's doing is, let's say you on UBI and you, all right, let's say somebody got food stamps. I be seeing this a lot. Somebody got food stamps, and they'll buy all the packs of chicken because they'll just buy all the packs of chicken. It won't be like that. Like you'll have a certain set of how much you can consume because it's the amount of carbon and energy it takes to create that pack of chicken. You're consuming too much. If you get what I'm trying to say. And it's like, hey, your carbon footprint is too high because the amount of energy we got to input just to feed you is too high. Now you could be self sufficient and create your own chicken. Now you see where the farming come in at. Like if you can create your own food system, you can do that. But if we have to feed you, you have to track your carbon footprint. Now water, same thing. Water rights gonna be tokenized. That just and then like I didn't want to believe this at first, but it is like that's gonna be the new money, water, energy. And with water, let's just say you want to catch rain. If you don't own them air rights, you can get in trouble because that's my water coming out of my air because I own the rights to it. And it sucks, but it's like, man, that's just business. Like, and that's the things that's being tokenized, and that's the power grab you're seeing right now with Venezuela, Greenland, all these RWAs and energy, and that's all that's happening right now to where everything got to be tokenized. But they're trying to set it up for the next 100 to 1,000 years to where kind of like right, how the dollar is like establish your power within the digital world, or let's say the the global economy. But so if I'm rambling too much, anybody got questions before I keep going?
No, I ain't really got no questions, but I can definitely. I think I saw a post the other day that talked about a guy that was recently locked up for collecting his own water and stuff like that. Which is, I mean, I didn't understand it, but then you brought that up, and I guess it just brought it back up, made me think about it.
Right. It's just the things that they're tokenizing, the rights of things. And then with this quantum stuff going on, that's where things get tricky because
Real quick,
quantum, yeah.
UBIs.
What's your
It's,
question?
explain a UBI. I heard that concept come as well. UBI, and I know it's connected to something you was talking about, but
Universal basic income, baby.
yeah, universal basic income, and when you talk about pretty much all the things you talk about, tokenization, automation, and all of those things, um, what does that come into play as it relates to all the new things that will be implemented at some point? Because I mean, things are changing. That's inevitable. Um, the human race is evolving. That's inevitable. I mean, at one point we traded cattle and things of that nature for value. Then at one point they started printing dollars, and then at one point they went from everybody having printed dollars to money being digital, and we could pay with our phones. And now you're saying all the things you're saying, what we're going into now. And then now I brought up the UBIs because I'm trying to figure out how does that play a role in the individuals that will be, I guess, benefiting from an automated world, and the people that don't, I guess, have the skill sets or whatever to capitalize off of that. Like, what?
All
How
right.
does that tie in?
So it's like it's a legislation. It didn't pass, but it's just legislation. It's called the 2021 Guaranteed Income Pilot. And then you see every state county start creating their own version of it. So basically, I think Stockton, California was the first to roll it out. And what's crazy is Stockton, California was the first city to be tokenized in Upland. Um, so with this world coming, right? Legally, your state can't just leave you behind. They can't just be like, "Hey, we just gonna move on," and if y'all ain't if y'all ain't on game, what going on, we just finna slide on y'all. They can't do that legally. So they have to have some type of ramifications for people who can't reskill themselves or create value within this new world. And that's where the universal basic income come in at. It's just the things that's added to it, like the biometrics, the digital IDs, the geofencing. Like this is not nothing. This is not private. This is public information. Um, but it's just for those people who just can't reskill themselves or that can't find value. And it's not forced. It ain't like, oh man, we just want to put everybody in concentration camps. It's all voluntary. Like it ain't forced. But is it detrimental in a way? If you want more for yourself, yeah. But if you complacent, then yeah, it'd be cool to have you on UBL. But if you like, hey man, I need way more than this. I want my freedom more. I want to create. Then you don't have to be on UBL, but you need to actually go out here and see what this world is becoming, and then that's how you become self sufficient without being on UBI.
Can I add
So
to that by any
yeah,
chance? Not to be too tinfoil hatty, but that was kind of the reason why they did COVID to see, how individuals would act under those circumstances, because that's ultimately where more than likely most people's futures are going to be sitting at home in front of a TV screen or something, under some form of fashion, because most individuals are lazy. Most people won't accept whatever the future is that's going to be coming. So a lot of individuals are going to have to be dragged along into what the future is going to be. If you ask somebody right now about a digital wallet on their phone, most individuals are going to tell you they have no idea what that is. But in the event that your social security ends up on a digital wallet, you're going to know what that is right away. So that's more than likely how they're going to, bring individuals along, into, this so-called new future, just simply from, being able to either, like you said, create your own value, or they'll just give you what they believe your universal basic income. I mean, Elon even talked about having something called like super universal basic income, to where it's like you're getting paid well more than you would ever get paid at any normal kind of job, for you to just kind of create value elsewhere. And like you said, most people won't be able to create any value, so they'll just give them, money to live their lives. You'll only be allowed to buy this much of this, you'll only be allowed to consume this much of that, in the event that you're a person that has to be on the quote unquote system. But in the event that you do create your own value, then you'll have the ability to benefit from whatever, trade aspects are, will be in that future as well. So, like you said, it mainly depends on the person, but they know most people are going to be lazy and, not create any sort of value at all with whatever new technology that we'll have amongst us. And, because of that, there'll have to be some way, for you to consume those products, because at the end of the day, we can't have an economy if there isn't money to spend. So, that's more
well,
than likely
all
where
right.
we'll be
So
headed.
to piggyback off what you're saying, all right. So we're going into a circular economy, bro. Like bottom line, circular economy is full of socialism. I remember I'm in DC, and I'm in DC, and I went to this panel, this so-called black panel. I thought it was I forgot Tupac auntie in Cuba. She just died a couple months ago, last year. Asada Shakur. They had a panel about her, and we learned that she was on the American Fugitive Most Wanted list by Obama and things of that nature. So the thing is, they were speaking on socialism, kind of like the way they did in the '60s. I'm like, you don't want socialism from the government. Like, think about that. Somebody who you feel like oppressed and raped you, you want to break free from them, but you want them to take care of you too. Like, think about that. Like, no, man, you don't want that. You want to be liberated completely, but the only way you can do that is through self-sufficient sustainability. So now with that panel, they was talking about socialism and we need social housing, cars, and the other. You gonna get that. You finna get that, and you finna get that real soon. But it ain't gonna be what you think it is. So now I'm sitting here saying, um, I'm sitting here saying, hey man, I got on the mic. I was like, hey, I know y'all was sitting here talking about this and that, but I said we're free. We can build anything we want on a blockchain. Um, and they just started attacking me, bro. Oh, it's a scam. Da da da. Da. And everybody can't afford crypto. I said it's not crypto. It's blockchain. You can build anything you want. Nobody's stopping you. No, ain't no white man stopping you from building nothing. And what happened was, that's the most scared I've ever been in my life. It wasn't that I was scared of them physically hurting me. Well, I was that too. I was just scared the fact that I'm sitting here beating on their ideology, not, and I'm trying to help them free them from their ideology that's going to punish them in the future. And I can see how wars get start over Christianity and Muslims. Like I get how that can. So I ran out. I'm like, oh yeah, y'all got that. I scram. So that's just me. Like the circular economy is going to be based on refurbishing, renew. And all you see in all these recycling commercials. So it ain't gonna be like capitalism where you could just create all this waste. Like, no, everything gonna shrink. That's why UBI is gonna be so prevalent, and that's why I was talking about those rations to where your carbon footprint to where, hey man, you can't be buying all these packs of chickens. We got other people to feed too. We only made us enough for 1 million people. We didn't make a plethora of chicken to waste. So it's gonna be about refurbishing. So now you can go create your own farm and grow as much chickens as you want. But then you got to get into carbon credits and this and that and buying land and but that's called creating value. That's the process of creating value. So not to ramble too much, but I was just trying to get you to realize, like, get you to see another perspective of that.
Understood.
And this before I continue, it's a vibe, bro. Y'all could talk. Like it's not like I'm not trying to. So all right. So
It's like,
with tokenization, man, um, when it freezes everything, man, it's not like I said it's not linear, man. Like it ain't gonna be like, hey, I'm just hold this for 3 years. It ain't gonna be like that. Like the value is gonna be created better by the demand, and once that happens, man, like you're gonna see value increasing. That's why you're gonna start seeing people being worth deutacillionaires and hexazillionaires because the value has increased so much based on the scarcity. You
Hey,
know.
so quick question. So we're basically taking off the table dollar as far as whatever
Uh,
particular
Not
asset
really.
that.
With assets, no, not with assets. With
Well,
crypto,
I mean,
yes.
from a crypto stand. So basically, like you said earlier, like you you bought XRP at 50 cents, and you're talking about holding it till it's $15 or whatever your magical number is. Um, you're saying that that part of crypto will be
Obsolete.
afterthought. Okay.
Yeah, because there's no reason to
Okay.
think about it like that. So think about it. Let's talk about that. And all right, so and I'm not coming at you personally. We're just having a
No, no. I
conversation.
mean, no, no.
All
I
right,
want to. Yeah, I asked the question for a reason
all right,
because that's I want to understand that part of
all
crypto
right.
as
So
far as
let's
that's
talk about
concerned.
it. 'Cause I remember I explained this on the call about the Genius Act. So this is part two. So let's just say what country I can be. Uh, what country we be taking advantage of a lot?
Iraq, Afghanistan,
All right,
Ukraine,
yeah, let's say, all right, let's
Venezuela.
use Ukraine. Let's say Ukraine, all right? Let's say I'm Ukraine, and I've been getting I'm talking ramshack by the United States because of the petrodollar. So every time a country got to trade, they got to turn their currency to the petrodollar just to trade their own goods. That's where the value dollar come in at. And that was finna end when Venezuela was finna make that deal with China and Russia. And bruh stepped in and, uh, did all that. Uh, he said ramshack. See, all right. So basically, it's like this. Let's say if I'm Ukraine and there's a system that's outside of the SWIFT system, that's outside of the IMF, and this system, all I gotta do is take the value of my all my assets in my country, because Ukraine got a lot of RWAs, and we saw that when he met with Trump them last year, and they tried to backdoor him, and he got up and walked out. He was like, I can't sell Ukraine because they were trying to take his RWA.
Facts.
Right. So he was like, man, I'm just going, if I can take the value of my country and put it over here where the petrodollar has no power, what if all countries did that? Where is that going to leave the dollar? So if I got XRP and I walk into China and be like, yeah, this XRP is worth $10,000. Hey man, we don't respect the dollar like that no more. This ain't the 2000s. No. Like it doesn't have a centralized value. The value is decentralized. Like it's a commodity. It's not like uh your XRP is gonna be worth more in America and it's gonna be worth less in China. It's not like that. So that's why the dollar ideology got to be killed off crypto, because it has nothing to do with the value of the dollar when every country is trying to get off this petrodollar system and they're tired of being bullied with this petrodollar. But if everybody get off this petrodollar, where does that leave your fiat? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
no, for sure. Isn't that the concept of bricks too, though?
well, that's what I'm
Because of
saying.
the
Like,
petrodollar.
but just think about that. Think about, all right. Let's say BRICS. BRICS started with 5 countries. Now they got like 30 to 40 countries right now. You see how everybody is getting off this.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
So now you have to, as an American citizen, you have to get off of it too. Like you have to get off of it. Like, not saying you got to go broke, but start changing it to some digital stuff, getting some
Right,
crypto,
right,
start
right.
getting assets. And that's why I brought up Upland. Like, hey, Upland is one of these platforms. It's a marketplace that's going to be used globally. That, hey, if you got $2, $3 a month, even if you got a $2, $3 a month, your buying power is going to increase dramatically based on the valuation of these cryptos.
So, what do you believe will end up having more value, or do you think it'll just come out to all being the same? Would you think digital real estate, or acquiring tokens,
So
or
that
would it
goes
just
by
be
utility,
under
bro.
one?
It has nothing to do with one being better than the other. Like I say, all these guys with the MIT, all these guys know each other. Down to Gary Gensler, all the way down to David Schwartz,
Right,
all the way
right.
down to Trump. All these guys know each other. So
So,
it looked like,
do you think gold and silver would still be a good asset if you live in
yeah.
the Americas?
All right. So just like the Genius Act Part Two, I remember I said gold and silver is a great commodity to have. However, if you don't know how to tokenize the value, meaning if you can't move that value across blockchains, you can't go into a grocery store in the future and drop gold coins and be like, here y'all go. Everything is gonna be cashless. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
So you just gotta extract the value from your gold, meaning you had to give it up to somebody, a custodian, and be like, hey, I want to tokenize this value. So I'm gonna freeze that value, whatever it is, and put it on here. Now I can transfer that value from wallet to wallet. That's tokenization in a nutshell. I'm just moving the value from wallet to wallet, not the asset, just the value of it. And that's the ideology that's changing. I'm not
All right.
moving the value. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, are there any like RWAs that focus on gold and silver specifically, like just precious metals?
You got to ask me that in a different perspective because I'm kind of confused.
Like, is there like a an RWA token that does that? Like, they have gold and silver, but it's like
RWA
There,
is
there are a
token.
couple of tokens that are on that level, but I think I, I just think a lot of times, like when we're thinking of tokenization and stuff like this, we're not thinking of the fact of it. We're just moving the value. We're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not like, I mean, granted, you're gonna have be able to buy value, like say like a company like Ondo or something like that, which is tokenizing like stocks and like the financial markets. You can still be able to buy into that traditionally, but the main thing in tokenization is kind of getting to understand the fact that you're just moving assets across the blockchain. It's not necessarily like, you know, being able to just acquire. You have to be able to acquire and move on the blockchain. Because if you can't do that, you're just as bad as having, you know, 10,000 XRP and not even being able to use it.
Oh,
right.
okay.
So to answer your question, RWA is token. So basically, there is no such thing as there's a token. Now you can tokens can't tokenize nothing. Blockchains tokenize things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I have an idea what you're saying.
All right. So like I'm gonna give you an example from a analog perspective. You have a house that's $500,000. You can't just go and buy a car with that house. You can exercise the equity of that house through a loan, and that loan is going to turn into what? Fiat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So now with tokenization, you're going to tokenize the value of whatever that house is, but you're going to exercise that equity in that house through those tokens. But you don't have to. Now all right. There is one blockchain that does do that. Ripple does that. XRP does that. Where it's called a multi-purpose token. Basically, it's an NFT and a fungible token at the same time. But I don't think any retail investor have privy to that. You know what I mean? So
right.
uh, basically, you could pay for things with NFTs, but I don't think they're gonna let retail get into that. However, the exercise of those tokens when it comes to moving it across value, that's when you start using the crypto. Crypto is just the exercise of the equity. So that's where the value come in at. But remember, it's a scarcity. So this crypto is used to tokenize. This crypto is used for payments. This crypto is used for cars. This crypto is used for healthcare. This crypto is used for gaming. This crypto. You see what I'm saying? Like based on the utility. It's not like this is better than that. Um, I don't want to use everything. I don't care to use everything. So, like, I first got into Dogecoin, right? Because Dogecoin got like a smidge of the utility based on the people that got it because of Elon Musk. So that alone gives it utility because it's so many people that you can control. Um, However, I got into Dogecoin because my partner was like, "Hey, bro, get into this, boom, boom, boom," and I just put like $100 in there.
Mm.
But this one I was a crypto bro, like this one I was a fresh crypto bro. And he was like, "Hey man, Pornhub accept Dogecoin as a payment, bro. It's gonna go up." And I'm like, "Man, I just dropped 3,000 and then boom, 17,000 overnight." But that's a crypto bro conversation. That's not tokenization. I'm just saying that alone is that energy alone will just give Doge its power. But the exercise of that, you got to start getting coins that's based on what you like. Like if you're into art, whatever you're into. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And anybody got any questions I can answer them. I don't want to. Okay. What is I don't know what patch G. No, because it ain't your gold. You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta create your own value. So so let's say you had gold, right? And they gonna give you your own ledger, and they gonna put that value of that gold on your ledger. So you're gonna be worth how much you, not nobody else, just you. That's what I'm saying. Everything will be decentralized. So everybody got to equate for their own value. And then moving, I'm sorry, you can go. Right. So that's where, no, because you actually have the physical gold, right? And with tokenization, it's gonna be smart contracts on the back of that gold. But don't forget the digital IDs as well. So basically, that value that you have will be pegged to you, not, oh, I'm gonna put my fiat in this derivative that's so-called backed by gold, and its derivative is just air. It ain't even, it's a partial value or something. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got something that's deflationary, it's a hard asset, but you're just using the value of it and freezing it and moving it to your own ledger. It's not a derivative. So I don't know any public tokenization platforms where they give you your own ledger for retail. So I do know that most of the blockchains that do tokenize, they only do want to deal with accredited investors. Right. Or you wait until the Clarity Act get passed and the CFTC. The CFTC is really trying to give retail fighting chance. So they're trying to make an easier test. So if you know about the private markets and this and that, you probably can become accredited way easier than going through the SEC.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just don't know what it is, so I can't really answer it. You see what I'm saying? But is it your gold? Okay. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't. I can't really
So
give
what did they
my
give you?
opinion.
Paper contracts?
That's what I'm saying. I just don't know.
No, I'm asking Lord. Okay. Oh, okay.
I just I found a website. I'm on the FAQ. I'm gonna just read it out to you guys in a readout. Um, Pax Gold is an asset-backed token where one token represents one fine troy ounce of a London good delivery gold bar stored in professional vault facilities. Anyone who owns Pax G has ownership rights to that gold under the custody of Paxos Trust Company. Since Pax G represents physical gold, its value is tied directly to the real-time market value of that physical gold. Pax G gives customers the benefits of actual physical ownership of specific gold bars with the speed and mobility of a digital asset. Customers are able to have fractional ownership of a physical Customers are able to have fractional ownership of physical bars. On the Paxos platform, customers convert their tokens to allocated gold, unallocated gold, or fiat currency, and vice versa quickly and efficiently, reducing their exposure to settlement risk. Paxo is also available for trading and available on other crypto asset exchanges, wallets, lending platforms, and elsewhere within the crypto ecosystem. Pax holders can look up the serial number, value, and physical characteristics of their vaulted gold by just entering their Ethereum wallet address on the PaxG lookup tool.
So that is okay. So that's a form of tokenization,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
right? So that is a form of tokenization.
Yeah, that answers my question then.
Right. So, what's the average price for one token?
Shit, well, gold is at an all time high. It sounds like it's based 1 to 1, so we looking
I,
at close to 5,000.
but I think gold and silver are gonna have a different valuation when a dollar fall. It's gonna be based on scarcity.
Yeah, Pax G, that's about 5,000. So 4,009. Yeah, around
What's
5,000.
the? It's a crypto. So what's the? I'm trying to look up the whatchamacallit. What's the ticker on it?
No, I don't think it's a crypto.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
It's
the
just
uh,
Pax.
it's PAXG.
The Pax
say
Its
that
G
again.
current
was
price is 49.50, 49.56 on Coin Market Cap.
Say that
Oh, it
again.
is.
Number
PA.
PAXG.
Okay.
Oh, so it is pegged 1 to 1 then?
And then they
I'm
have, I
assuming,
think
yeah,
they have like a
it has
algorithmic
some space
stablecoin,
though.
Pax Dollar. Um, I'm not sure. I just was just looking it up just a second ago.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's 1 to 1 gold.
One to
I'm
one,
not
yeah.
sure either.
I mean, gold is trading for 49.50 right now on the spot market.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks like it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it sounded like he said it was 1 ounce. Like, I guess whatever the
yeah.
token, I
Troy,
mean, yeah, whatever the token was 1 ounce. Okay, that makes sense then.
That's the price though. That's the price of an ounce though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, I think he said in the description that it was pegged 1 to 1. So I guess that would be the ounce that it was talking about.
yeah, one fine Troy ounce. So yeah, essentially a one by one from London Vaults. Only thing
Yeah.
I don't trust is London Vaults versus another vaulting exchange because London. I don't believe London is the largest holder of gold.
China is, but
I was about to say yes, China.
it's- so you
And
could
how much?
physically, if you wanted it, you could physically get it. It's just more so um, something you hold unless you need it to physically go get it.
And that's I don't know where you would because I don't believe that all gold brokers would take this exchange of digital for physical.
Right, right. No, I know. I'm sure that's probably a thing. I'm just saying, whoever I guess issues that, it would be them you would have to go back to in order to get your physical gold. If you, I guess, assuming that you wanted to do that. Um, but all right, that makes sense. I mean, I have never heard of it before either. I didn't know that that was a thing, but um, that's good to know.
So, um, are we good on tokenization? Like, do anybody need any more pointers? Has anybody don't grasp the fact that tokenization is really finna rip apart this linear compound interest mindset of investing? So things are gonna change. Not saying you have to. Well, yeah, you do have to start getting your ideology transferred over now, because it's like, hey, don't be caught up in thinking I'm finna get rich by holding something. You gotta use it. And that's where the word use case come in from when it comes to crypto. Well, blockchain, the use case of the blockchain. So now let's get into. All right, Justin. I'm finna talk about the feeling thing. I don't want it on the internet because I don't want my voice, name, even though it's public information. I don't want nothing attached to me about this Finland thing. And all right, you record it, but I just don't want it on the internet. Uh, so Finland, I believe every country got the ability to do this, but who cares about Finland? That's why they just brought it up. Basically, Finland can transfer energy or electricity through the air, not through wires anymore. All right. So this is where the spookiness come in when it comes to you not being prepared with your ideology. Because now, with the technology that's coming with blockchain, and I hate that about people in crypto. They want to get rich off crypto or this and that and that, but they don't want the technology that come with it. They don't want the Amazon sidewalk. They don't want the what's the one to start with a P, the weird dude, the security. Yeah, if I knew the name, I said
What you mean, Palantir?
yeah, Palantir. They don't want that type of
That's
technology,
oversight.
right? Um, but this is what's coming. So when we say geofencing, we're not talking about, oh, my money ain't gonna work if I move past this spot. No, there's gonna be. I ain't even gonna say it like that. I'm gonna say this. Theoretically, that kid. All right. So we watched Black Panther, and the only way you can get into Wakanda is through this shield. All right, and that's exactly what it sounds like. So basically, you won't be even allowed to move around into other economies without the adequate value. Not saying this happening tomorrow, but I'm saying like that type of technology is coming. Like, hey, like you gonna feel something, but you can't see it. But that goes into quantum computers, they're going to qubits, they're going to all of that to where uh basically like the electricity, and I know this old technology because Tesla discuss help people well, basically he discovered it uh years ago, and free energy, whatever you want to call it. Uh but that's the type of technology that's coming to where you don't even need to send energy through a cord anymore. But that's where money is going, because money is going to become a frequency. This is the lowest frequency money ever been because it's all about fiat, something physical. It takes so long to buy a house. It takes so long to do this because the frequency so low. But once that frequency starts speeding up, and it's not saying everybody in this call right now won't be able to survive. Yeah, we will because we're here. But let's just think about the people that don't want to do it. Because America, the average age in America is 40 years old. The average. So that means 40-year-old and up, man, them folks ain't trying to learn this blockchain stuff because they thinking, oh, it's a scam or I'm gonna lose my money. And the thing is, it's the technology that's coming behind this blockchain stuff that I'm trying to prepare people for. Like, hey, you start seeing things. So, and that's where the Amazon Sidewalk program come from. Like, who knows or don't know what the Amazon Sidewalk is? All right,
I got a slight idea about it, but not a lot.
all right. So everybody got Alexa, Echo, Nest, uh, the smart lock, smart refrigerator. Um, so all of these devices that Amazon owns are hooked up to the same Wi-Fi. But you're not the only one in your neighborhood that got these devices. Everybody got them, right? Amazon is going to take a small bandwidth of everybody Wi-Fi and create a blanket of surveillance around their neighborhood. So the more people that have these devices, the more surveillance, the more they're gonna say safety reasons, whatever it is. But basically, it's just surveillance. The ring doorbell, all of these things. Like to be transparent, like my sister just got in trouble with the police because she fighting her baby dad outside and this and that and that. The neighbors' ring doorbell caught the whole altercation. But last year, Amazon released a statement saying that the police don't have to get a warrant to get the surveillance of your video no more. They can just subpoena the company. Basically, like if you accept these terms and services, we don't need a warrant to get the videos and everything we need. So that's what I mean by that surveillance. So I don't use no Amazon products. I'm just saying the Echo, the cameras on your house, all of that creates a bandwidth to where Amazon has Because the people be talking about SpaceX and Elon Musk. I'm like, man, Amazon with the sidewalk, and Amazon with that Amazon Web Services. Like,
Even the smart TVs, I
right.
heard.
Block cameras too.
Yeah, and yeah, all the different echoes because they see and hear everything. Like somebody said, sometimes you could be saying something, and all of a sudden, whatever you were saying, you start seeing it on the TV.
So that's what the Web 6 was about. That's what I was talking to Butler about before all y'all came in. Your device being able to connect to your brain, your quantum consciousness.
Damn.
But we'll talk about that probably in 3 months. And I don't know how this. These are I like. I don't want. It's not that I'm trying to scare nobody. It's just the fact that we got to be prepared for the things that we're going to be seeing. So, like I said, we're in Web 4 right now. That's why you see this heavy AI presence. You got Rod Wave dancing. Like, dude don't even dance, but AI is making him dance. Um, and it's crazy. You got babies dancing, doing crip walking. So, the more we evolve with this internet and we go into Web 5, which is the emotional intelligence. Like, let's say if I'm talking on the phone and I'm talking to Miss Tangela, let's say if I'm talking to you and you make me angry and I start screaming, AI gonna pick up on that emotion.
AI still gonna keep us nice and calm.
I wouldn't say that. It's just that the emotional intelligence of, oh, this is what a human is when they're angry. This is how the Corey sound when he's angry. This is how see how I'm isolating myself. This is how the Corey sound when he's happy. This is how the Corey sound when he's agitated.
Right?
Like
Because they're
that
gonna be
intelligence.
picking it up. They're gonna know.
Right.
I mean, you are the language model at this point.
Exactly.
And remember, you was telling me, in one of the metaverses, you said that some people have their AI as their freaking companion. Like, what the heck?
So yeah, and VR, man. I be laughing. I be trying not to laugh because it's kind of like, but I be laughing like I had this dude. He was barbecuing, but he had the VR on. In the real world, he was just barbecuing, but in the VR, he was arguing with his girl, talking about don't burn a steak. And I'm like, dog, that's crazy. Like you emotionally attached to this entity.
Oh,
Do you
nah.
think that the VR world will create a higher quality, well, higher quantity of schizophrenia?
Uh,
From how it's basically tricking the mind? Because you know, if you are dependent on that VR headset for a certain amount of time, you'll begin to see these things when you're not wearing the headset, which can attribute possibly to like schizophrenic symptoms.
all right.
All I'll say is
That's hell for the earth right now.
I work in mental health. I work with kids in mental health, and all I'm gonna say is these middle schools are into AI and virtual reality heavy.
Them
And
them games that messed them up.
nah, I'm talking about real virtual reality. Like one of my kids, he's eighth grade. He literally talks about he works. He works. He said, "I work in a daycare with other individuals, and he works as this role player that he genuinely believes he genuinely believes he's a caretaker to other people that are in the virtual daycare."
All right. So to piggyback off what you're saying, this is why they kept pushing mental health, right? For people to feel incompetent. And I was in VR one time, and this is how crazy VR is. I'm singing this song, Lola Young, Messy. She was like, I'm too messy and I'm too clean. You told me to get a job and you asked me where I'm in. White boy came out. I ain't gonna say white boy. I'm just say a dude. A dude came out and said, "Hey, bro, can you not say the J or the C word?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You said job and clean, and those words trigger me." Man, I turned my mic off. I said, "Y'all will not get me, man." But
That's crazy. Job clean.
That's
I'm
wild.
like, yeah. So as competent we seem as competent as we seem on his mic right now, that the piggyback of Butler saying is, or even Black Sheep, like that mental health is real, and it's real to where there is gonna be so people, many people that's cool with being a cyborg, or that's cool with having a real life e girl, and and I'm talking about a real life e girl, a robot that look like a human, but she all plastic, but she got big booty and big titties, and but her emotional intelligence is pegged to him. Like that's going to be crazy, and they really pushing that mental health for a reason to get that. So yeah, it's going to be increase that a lot, and that's scary. And like I give you an example, XRP Healthcare, they're creating where you can pay for a psychiatrist. Uh, Josh, you can mute up.
Talking about with your tokens.
Yeah, but basically, you can see a psychiatrist, but you can see a psychiatrist through an avatar. So they're trying to not let people be ashamed of the mental health. So they want people to be cool with that. And I'm like, that's why I'd be like, man, this blockchain stuff easy to learn. You can dominate because a lot of people are weak when it comes to stress. So if you can figure this stuff out, you can be one of those ones to be here. You don't got to be sitting here uh stressing yourself out thinking that you're not going to make it or thinking that you know, man, this stuff easy to figure out. But that's why I created this space so it won't be as a burden if we all can just vibe out and just have these conversations. But this mental health stuff is real. And I'm not judging it because it's like it's real to where, like I say, my philosophy is I don't judge nobody where they at in life. I only judge how you're getting out your situation. That's what I judge. Like, hey man, what you doing to get out of here? Are you just want to stay here and be here, or are you trying to really get it out of here? Because then if you trying to, I can help you get out. But it's like if you cool with where you at, I'm cool with leaving you right there. So that's the part where it's like, uh, I'm I'm scared of Web 5. I'm really scared of Web 5. Not for me, but for the people that just feel like they don't belong in the physical world no more. They just want to be in this virtual reality and don't want to be dealing with humans no more. And
The
they don't.
real weak ones. The real weak ones.
And that's the role of the metaverse when it comes back to like Facebook and what Zuckerberg was trying to roll out, kind of like 2024, 2025. And it
Right,
kind of failed because it was a little too early because we were still in Web 3.
right. And then now it's like, then Web 6, man, that Web 6 crazy.
And what does all that entail for the real world?
What, Web 5?
Yeah, 5 and 6. Because right
All
now,
right,
now it's
it's
just
just your emotional intelligence. Basically, it's just um AI picking up on human intelligence, and you'll see AI being more sentient. Cause I know a lot of people speak to AI. A lot of people got them Jarvis, whatever they want to call them, assistants on their phone, and they build a relationship with this entity. And when it evolves, that emotion and that attachment being created. So it's basically like you creating an artificial homeboy.
that's
You see what I'm
wild.
saying? And nothing wrong with that, but it's like also be like enjoy your humanism. Like really enjoy your humanism. Don't try to escape being a human by like you remember that lady? I don't know if y'all remember. She was like, when I die, I freeze my body so in 100 years from now they can bring me back to life. So it's stuff like that. Now six is like I'm just talking about it, but it's not saying that I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying this is my opinion. It ain't factual. So those Apple Watches, those um AirPods, anything that can connect to your brain waves, your phone, your computer, um, all those devices I named on the Amazon software program, all of those are gonna be connected to your brain waves. So basically, when it comes to advertisement, when it comes to who you are, your quantum consciousness, let's just say AI is logical. Nothing about an AI is emotional, right? So let's just say you got this guy who was known for robbing people and he got charges and everything. So what AI gonna do is there's gonna be technology to scan your quantum consciousness to be like, oh, there's a probability that he's finna rob again. And if the probability too high, we finna lock you up right now just to prevent it.
I feel like I heard that on Black Mirror before. I feel like that sounds like a Black Mirror episode. But I think it was more with social credit, like their social scores. And when it got too low, like you couldn't do certain things, or you were like the police would come to your door if your social score dropped because they noticed that your mental health may not be up to the certain level that they deem is normal. So they're doing like a wellness check automatically through your social score.
All right. So now, when it comes to the social score, because all this ties into what we're talking about anyway, right? So I'm just piggybacking off what you're saying. With your social score, it's not gonna be on no China stuff. It's gonna be more on your social media and what social media has been implementing artificial intelligence. And what artificial intelligence can evolve to emotional intelligence. Meaning all of that is going to be pegged to your social score. You don't have to use your social score. You can open businesses and create entities. That's called creating value. So now I'm self sufficient. But if I'm on UBI, I have a social score. And all of that is going to be pegged to it. Amazon Sidewalk, everything. But this is the flip side of being complacent. This is not me saying that you gonna be in a concentration camp or not. No, it's meaning if you don't want us to get out here and create your own value or be around people that's creating value and you just want to be on UBI and chill and lay back, you can. But just know like it's gonna be an entity that's recording everything about you from your biometrics. And that wellness check is what it is, mental health. Like, and it's not saying mental health is good or bad. It's just the way we deal with it. And people are dealing with it by escaping to another world or another reality. And that's not a healthy way of doing things. So it'll be you better off dealing with it with humans rather than going to artificial intelligence where it's picking up all your information and storing it on your social credit score, putting you in a box and saying this guy has a probability of committing suicide. So let's put him in an asylum right now. And that goes back to the Sandra Bland Act, where that girl died at the police station, and not all police has got asylums. And if you've been following Cat Williams or what's your boy name, Charleston White, when you kick up and you go talking crazy and this and that, and you sound like you trying to revolt, they're not gonna charge you as a criminal. They're gonna admit you to an asylum. So you're not a criminal. But they're gonna have a psychiatrist and be like, this guy, by my degree and certification, I deem this guy a threat to the public, admit him to an asylum, and put him on this medication. So that's why I'd be like, don't go out there protesting, don't go out there trying to, because all that data is being recorded through Palantir, and man, you don't want to be on an asylum because you are here trying to overthrow the government. Like, nah, that's not the case. My bad for going too deep. I ain't try to go that deep. I'm sorry. But
It's deeper than that because I mean, you know, there was a case in the news not too long ago where parents were suing a AI based company because I guess the child had a online AI relationship, and then like I guess he deleted his chat or something happened, and he lost his friend and killed himself. So now like the parents are suing the company, but it's a crazy situation. But I mean,
That's just
people
like
are
that girl. It's just like that girl got sexually assaulted in the metaverse,
yeah, I heard about that.
and logically you'd be like, bruh, turn your computer off. But because these avatars, all right, all our laws are going to the air, meaning they're gonna peg our laws to this blockchain stuff. So if your avatar is committing crimes, you gonna be legally bound to that avatar. Not saying in a video game or this and that. I'm saying like from a social standpoint, video games, yeah, GTA, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But from a social standpoint, like VR, if you in there doing crazy stuff, because I know I got in trouble with Microsoft uh playing Smite. Man, I was playing and some dude messaged me, "Oh, you loser!" Like he kept messaging me during the game, and after that, we lost, so I'm mad. I respond because I'm thinking it's 2014 where you can still talk crazy on the internet. I mean, on game chats. Man, I went off on him, and he provoked me to go off on him, and he reported me to Microsoft. So Microsoft banned me from playing online for 3 days because I am breaking the rules of the community. That's where
I
things
have,
are going.
I have an account that's banned for 10,000 years, but that was in my backsliding days.
Crazy. 1,000 years.
Hey, eh, at that point, man, I don't even want to play games no more, man. Y'all got that, bro. Hey, man. So every time if I play a video game and you get in my DMs talking crazy, I'm snitching too. Like I'm like, hey, if y'all telling, I'm telling too. But that's how crazy it is, man. So, uh, but yeah, when she got sexually assaulted, man, they're in court right now because of that. Like you say, they're trying to sue this company, so they're in court trying to like. I'm like, how? Like, how? But I get it. These laws, man. And that's why I'd be like, hey, Upland is not a children's game. It looks fake, but it's the ideology of your value is not gonna be pegged to this analog world no more. So you can't just be like, hey man, I got $100,000 cash. Let me buy this house. Man, if you don't have the adequate value flowing through that blockchain, fiat is not gonna be feasible to buy or move, transfer value no more because that ideology is gonna be leaving. So you have to get off of it. So, but like I say, mental health is real. Like that's I'm not degrading mental health. I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying that like there is systems being created to uh I'm gonna use the word pimp people who are dealing with mental issues, but in a way of oh, we're here for you. You don't have to show your identity. You can get on this avatar, and all of that data being recorded on that avatar. So, any questions? Well, so with Tokener, Black Sheep, you got a question?
No, go ahead.
Okay. What with tokenization, man, you have to just continue to grasp that the value is changing. It ain't there's nothing more or less to it. It's just the value is being transferred. So you still gonna have houses, you still gonna have McDonald's, you still gonna have everything. It's just the value is being transferred. Now, is there let's say a crypto where they're tokenizing things like events and stuff where it's not just about assets, it's about let's just say I go to like uh the Florida Classic, and they got all these chips and drinks and shirts and stuff, and it's all tokenized. But only way I can buy it, I gotta have the actual crypto with this wallet to buy it. Yeah, there's cryptos that's like that, but that's why I say it's about community and what community you're going to be a part of. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's levels to tokenization, but on the surface level, it's all about taking your value in the analog world, this physical world, and moving it to the digital world. So you got to
What
take your idea. I'm listening.
what's some tokenization that's pegged to like to Bitcoin, which is the largest crypto adoption that we know of right now?
I don't know. I don't know any. Even with these Bitcoin ETFs. Let me see.
I think if you're looking for like RWA specific cryptos that are like tokenization specific, Ondo, Chainlink, those are two big ones, and I believe they're both American companies.
But those are built on Ethereum, not Chainlink. Undo is.
Right, Ondo is Chainlink is his
Yeah,
own
I
oracle.
guess my clarifying question is there anything tokenized with Bitcoin? I know we have the other RWAs, but with Bitcoin being the
I don't.
largest crypto,
I'm
is
looking
there?
right now. Uh, I'm trying to find this hold up. All right, here we go. So what I'm looking for. I'm
Because I'm
I'm
just
I'm
thinking that
here. I'm here. I'm in the right spot. I'm just trying to find. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, here we go. Y'all can see this? Yeah? No?
yeah, I
Y'all
can
see
see
the
Uh,
it. Yeah,
screen?
RWA.
Okay. All right. So this is RWA.x. So basically, the tokenized value built on these blockchains, right? So if you in the tokenization, these will be the cryptos that you'll be looking at. These are the top cryptos to look at. Now, there's a difference between represented and distributed. If you can see where I'm clicking at, all right. Represented meaning once you tokenize your value on this blockchain, you can't move it off. Now, is there hybrids? Yeah, most some of these cryptos like XRP, Polygon, Ethereum, they're hybrids, meaning they're represented and distributed. So represented meaning I'm locking that value on this blockchain and it can't move off. It can't be to another blockchain. All right. Distributed meaning I can move value across wallets. That's why everybody is connected to the Ethereum virtual machine because everything gonna be communicating through that. Especially Polygon, BNB chain, Ethereum, XDC, which one? Solana. So this is where you can move from wallet to wallet. You see what I'm saying? But I don't see them using Bitcoin. I see everything else but Bitcoin.
Can you get rug pulled from there? Can you get rug pulled from like? Can you get your RWA rug pulled
All right.
off there?
So, all right. That's a crypto bro question. So you can't, when you tokenizing, it freezes. You see what I'm saying? But let's just say if you asking me, can these cryptos collapse if I buy these cryptos? That's a lot of value sitting on these cryptos. Even from a public standpoint, from a retail investor, if we can see this, that's a lot of value. And
Yeah,
these are
13.
well-known cryptos. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these ain't no Shiba Inu, even though Shiba Inu got value, but this ain't no play. These are real deal. Like I say, all these guys know each other. All these guys know each other. All these guys are building on top of each other. So there's no such thing as a rug pull when it comes to, and I'm talking about from a global standpoint. I'm not even talking about just America, like a global standpoint. Look what the world is using cryptos, not just America. So there's no such thing as rug pull. Like if you see the value go down, that's just the USD value. The tokenized value hasn't decreased. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't say rug pull is the word then. Then like getting hacked basically, like getting your wallet hacked or something.
That's not a rug pull. That's just you getting hacked. You see what I'm saying? So can you be hacked through a corner computer? Yeah, you can. But if you get corner computer hacked, you got other things to worry about. Your bank account, your social security number. You got a lot of other things to worry about than your wallet.
Facts.
So, uh, but like I said, these are the top cryptos where, uh, when it comes to tokenization. And then I forgot mantra.
Kansas is huge. Kansas is a huge project.
Yeah, Canada is very huge, very very huge. Like I get this crypto right here, man. Everybody kept talking about, oh man, they rug pull this and that and that. I say, man, y'all so retarded. That's not what happened. I'm not gonna use that word. Y'all are so crypto bro-ish. That's not what happened. Mantra used to be OM, and they had four blockchains that was built on Base, Ethereum, Polygon, and BNB. All right. What happened was created their own blockchain. So they start extracting all those RWAs off those other four blockchains. So all those tokenized value block assets that was tokenized on those blockchains, they started pulling them off. And what it looked like was a rug. Oh man, the price just went down 90%. I'm like, yeah. So what they're doing is they're bridging their own all those assets to their own blockchain. So nothing changes. It's just this. So if this is the number 10 tokenized blockchain right now, it's not a rug pull. It's just you can't look though or tokenization of any blockchain as USD no more. It's all about value, and Mantra is tokenizing a lot of that UAE and Dubai type all that stuff over there from artificial lands, artificial islands, not artificial but let's say man-made islands and stuff like that. So that's where this is like a rabbit hole I go down. Like if I was looking for um blockchains or cryptos to get into when it comes to tokenization.
Cool.
So uh
I like Ondo personally. If anybody wants to go down that rabbit hole, but that's just me.
right. So
I was just saying,
so
Ondo Finance
right.
is another project that's relatively similar to doing a lot of what they do. A lot of what Mantra is doing, but they're also doing a lot in terms of with the U.S. stock market. So,
Tokenizing, tokenizing treasuries.
right, exactly. So, I'm that's something that I'm interested in. I just was sharing it with y'all in case y'all wanted to go down that rabbit hole with that.
So Ondo is also backed by BlackRock. So I think one of these days I'm gonna talk about Securitize, like when it comes to tokenization and things like that. Like Securitize is giving you a retail a chance to move their fiat into tokenized ETFs or tokenized funds from a retail standpoint, and is way more better than a savings account. Way more better. So
4% API.
oh no, that's it's way higher than that. That's 4% a month. not even a year.
Damn.
Ugh.
God damn.
So that's why I say, and it's like what it's like 45, 48% a year.
I
So,
said, show me the money, D.
but yeah, man, I probably talk about that real soon. But like I said, I don't wanna just throw all this information out, and I really like engage because I don't know what you guys don't know. So it's like just tell me so I can engage. Not saying that tonight has been excellent, but like I say, I don't know who's on here to where I could just ramble too much and then lose people, and I don't want to do that. So, but Securitize is one of those platforms where what's crazy about Securitize is you can pay for it with fiat and stable coins. So you don't even gotta be off chain. You could be on chain and move everything to there and still go crazy. And you get paid daily. So, but those one of those stable coins that they pay you, that's an algorithm. So it's not peg one to one. So it could be $1 or one day it could be $5. So it's an algorithm stable coin, but it's predictable.
Hey,
But
there we go. BlackRock.
right, right, black. You know, when you see BlackRock and anything doing blockchain, that's a good sign. Not saying it's great, but it's good because you still got to do your due diligence. Because you may
Yeah.
not be, but I'm listening.
Is it? I was about to say, is it FDIC? I don't see any FDIC, but it's probably
Again,
because it's blockchain.
again, don't got to be backed by the FDIC
Yeah,
because most of
yeah,
these
this ain't
blocks,
that no more.
right, they're backed by
Well,
RWAs. And the FDIC don't got no money. So let's get
That's what I'm
let
saying.
you
Yeah.
let me change my tone because Kai, I'm not screaming at you and nothing. Like it's just I'm just
okay.
saying. All right, I'm gonna tell you
That,
this.
that's a change.
If you look up the amount that you have and go look up all the money in the bank accounts from a retail standpoint, they only have a smidget to cover all these accounts. That's why 2024 they came out and said, "Hey, we only going to insure or we only going to pay attention to trust accounts up to 5 beneficiaries." So that's like 1.25 million. So they're not even looking at retail anymore. They don't care for retail because
Dang.
that's just what it is. That's why I'm like, hey, move your money to something over here so your purchasing power can stay where it's at or be increased when everything transpire. But if you just stacking this account that's so called backed by the FDIC that don't got no money, and you know they don't got no money because they made a video laughing at the round table where they said, "Ha ha ha! If the bank was to collapse, it's gonna collapse on a Friday." You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
They gonna
that's
find
not.
you.
And reason why I got to collapse on a Friday because at the end of the day, it's like, man, the
They
bank's
gonna
weak. Y'all can do all that rah rah you want. And I'm gonna say this, man, before we slide.
Like
Every
who we gonna talk
country,
to?
I'm sorry.
Like who we gonna talk to after the fact? It's
Right.
close.
So it's closed. So I'm gonna say this. Every country is being decentralized the hard way. You see that with Iran. You see it out with Nigeria a couple years ago when they introduced that Inara. What happened was you could look this up, this public information. No, I think it was Nigeria. They issued out some new money called the new banknotes, but people in their old, and what happened was they ran out of new banknotes, but they kept collecting everybody old banknotes. So they ran out of money completely, and they was like, "Hey, we could just give y'all e-naira. Like we'll give y'all the digital form of it, but we can't give y'all the physical form of it." And, and you seen people with like I want to say sugar canes, but it was just poles trying to break ATMs open. So everybody is being decentralized from a global standpoint the hard way through riots, everything. It's just that America, we are the reserve currency, so it's gonna be like you just gonna wake up in the metaverse, bro. Like if you ain't already hip to it, you just gonna wake up in it because now everybody already. I remember that ideology, or remember that. Hey man, if it's a new system here that I can just move all my value to, I'm finna move it over there, so I don't got to be bullied by America no more. And the elites know that, so that's why they already moving into tokenization. It's just the fact that the citizens don't. And what's happening is by our financial ignorance of not us not knowing what's going on, all these digital nations that's being created, we gonna be at the totem pole from a physical from a analog standpoint. So we gonna be exposed as a third world country, just like Venezuela. But from a digital realm, we're gonna be very rich. But you gotta know how to create value within this digital realm. It ain't gonna be like, hey man, put me on. You gotta go out there and know. Like you gotta build community. You gotta know who to talk to. That's why I created this space. Like, hey, like here's a space where you can have people that do things. Look at this Discord. This is all about trading and markets. So if you learn these things in this Discord, when the CFTC come out with their own version of accreditation, you can easily pass it because you know how to read markets. You know what a commodity is. You know, see, and that's what I'm saying. But we are going to feel it because everyone through the birthing pains early. We finna get ours on the back end.
It'd be
So,
good to like the next time hear about the securitized because that seems interesting to me. Like the whole like how to use that, how to utilize it. That's interesting to me. Like, to use
all
the
right. So
API and all that.
I'm gonna challenge. I'm gonna challenge you. I'll set it. I will talk about it if you go set up an account with them. It's free.
All right.
So if you set up an account with
Tell
them, how about this? Set up a trust account. Don't even set up a regular account. Set up a trust account.
So
with
like
who?
securitize.
All right. So
So
what's your
like
question?
um
I have
so
I have a regular one D, but it's not funded.
So see if you can transfer to your trust account because you don't want nothing in your name
Wow, I see what you're saying. So
or
take it out
create
of
a
my
yeah,
name.
yeah. Use your LLC or something, but have your trust on your LLC. Well, Makai, what's your question?
I was
Like,
about to
going
say
slow.
like how would you like what all does the trust entail?
That's your trust. So you could just man. Now's the time. This is the age of information. So just be like, hey, how to set up a business trust. You could do it for free, like to be honest. And if you got Navy Federal, they'll help you set it up. I think they got like a course, a state planning course, like $400. But that's the type of that's what I mean by moving your money. Either move your money to assets or information. So I don't mind paying $1,000 or whatever, for the information. As long as I get the information. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cause that's currency within itself. That's very good currency information.
yeah. I'm gonna have to
So
like get in the lab and like not get in the lab but like research all that.
it's bro, like just do it. Like all you gotta do is and once you do it, you'll be straight. Like just look up different trusts, look up a business trust, make sure you got some beneficiaries, learn what a trustee is, who can be a trustee. You could be your own trustee now, and then you could be like, oh, I want to set up my successor. So if I die, I want somebody to take over my trust. And your beneficiaries, you can leave your nephews. If you don't got kids already, your nephews, your nieces, or a foundation, whatever it is. Um,
Okay.
but the reason why I'm saying the trust is because I don't want you to put nothing in your name. But if you got an LLC, use that. But then that'll still be in your name, so put that under the holding company, and then put that holding company under the trust. So
Hey, my boy. Talking. Somebody passed the collection plate.
Hey,
Boy,
hey,
talking,
hey,
man.
D, hey, D. One of the things I help people with is
is getting them into trust and things like that, and recording them and things. So maybe if you want to do a class sometime.
I wouldn't say do a class because I don't want you to be nobody financial advisor, all right? And I don't want you to get in trouble. So you can have an opinion, like Kai. You can reach out to my boy right here, and see if y'all can exchange ideas. But I don't want you to be in trouble by accepting money. But because like even me talking right now, I can say everything to get you rich or whatever it is. The moment I accept money from you, I instantly become your fiduciary.
Your liability.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I don't want that. If you're not licensed, don't accept no money. And that's what's gonna happen to a lot of these financial influencers this year, who's been talking, man, buy this crypto, buy this stock, buy this, and you begin all these super chats on YouTube. And if you're not a financial advisor, and you can't be like, I'm not a financial advisor. You can say that all day long. If you any compensation, it don't even got to be money. If I give you free pizza from my job, that's compensation. Like I give you a free vacation, that's compensation. And right there, I'm your fiduciary. And when you do that, you won't go to jail, but you can be hit with a civil suit. You see what I'm saying?
What you mean from the person itself?
Right, exactly.
Oh, like a fine.
Mm.
No, it's not a fine. It's a civil suit. Like it's like,
Oh,
hey,
civil suit. Okay.
but
Yeah, they're gonna make you settle on that.
right, and the headache gonna come from all the lawyer fees and all this and fighting and proving
Yep.
this and that, and I ain't got
Yep.
time for that. So, but I say just state your opinion. Don't accept no money unless you're licensed.
We hear you, though. We take that.
All right. So, any other questions before we close? I like tonight. Tonight was good. I like the engagement. Um, I'll get into Securitas for you, Kai. Next call next Thursday.
Yeah.
Um,
It was a good call this time. Like I can feel my brain like yeah,
right.
it's going.
And and that feeling. A lot of black people they get they feel like, oh, me, you making me, you think I'm dumb or something. It's like, no, man, you learn. Like that feeling is learning, and that's a good thing. When you feel like you don't know nothing, you learning, and the more you not know, and the more you learn, then you become more smarter. And you start evolving. So, and the best thing to do is apply that information. That's why I say I'm gonna challenge you to open that account.
Oh,
Now, I
D,
ain't
let
saying
them
you
know
gotta
about
open it by
Saturday.
next. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying let them know about Saturday as well,
Oh
just in
yeah.
case.
All right.
I
So
know that.
yeah, you can take the flow, bro. You can introduce it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I don't know if any of y'all. I know all of y'all. Most of y'all are like crypto guys. Just that's y'all interest, but I'm more so focused on the futures, stock market, and the currencies foreign exchange. And like I day trade, swing trade, long term invest the whole nine. Um, if y'all do that, or if you don't, if you're just interested on just really learning or just whatever, every Saturday, what I'll be doing is it's kind of like D, but it won't be discussion based. It'll just be me reviewing market movements, and you'll kind of get like the real time analysis and me using the Genius, well, I can't call it the Genius indicator anymore, but we call it the Trade Genie now, which started as the Genius indicator. So there's an algorithm that the creator of this Discord, Justin, created. He created an automated algorithm that allows us to automate the trading process for us. So it automates the technical analysis process. And that's what we utilize on a week to week, day to day basis to allow us to kind of get an edge in the market. So every Saturday, I'll be doing that. I'll be going over the SPY, QQQ, the dollar index, the VIX, gold, silver, oil, the Mag 7. I'll be going over the 11 stock sectors. So I'll pretty much be going over everything. I'll go over Bitcoin. That's probably the only crypto I'll go over unless y'all have like a request or something. I'm gonna try to stay
Oh no.
focused and aligned. I'll probably have all of my things already pre written. Genius pretty much already does the analysis for me. Like it does my trend lines. Like I don't do shit. Like you'll see it. Like I do nothing anymore. Like Genius does everything for me. So, but you'll get to see how I use it. You'll get to see how I kind of get my edge in the market, how I look at the markets on my own, just how I see the markets. And Justin do his thing too. Like so, we'll be kind of like tag teaming that process. So if y'all interested on just getting the edge in the market or just seeing us in real time, man, just picking up, learning, taking on whatever you want to take on, whatever. Like I need y'all to just tap into that so y'all can take that money that y'all make from whatever plays that we coming up with. Y'all can take that money and allow that money to transition into the crypto market.
All right, that's a bet. That's the same chat right here.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
we'll be in the
different.
same. This is where we're gonna
Yeah,
hold all of our voice events.
right.
All right, great.
I,
You
I, I,
you want
I'm I'm just curious. What do y'all win? It's like 80%, 90%,
Well, we don't
or
do it's not a bot. We don't do win rates. The win rate is the person that's utilizing the algorithm. So the way the algorithm is created, if you think about every concept, if you trade, if you're in here and you're
hmm
a trader, if you think about every concept you've ever learned or heard of in trading, what he did was he coded the algorithm to basically create confluence factors. So you create combos, or you can utilize it as a whole to get out the entire market. It draws your trend lines. It finds your supply and demand areas. It's
right,
different definitions. It does everything. If you think about it, it's on there. Liquidity sweeps, trend lines, trend breaks and retests, whatever you want to think of. Order blocks. I was not order blocks, but it's named something else. But a
Change
lot
of
of these
character,
concepts
break of
all
structure.
change of character, regular structure, like all these things are on there. So basically, the way it works is the way that you trade. Any trader could take this. If you could take 100, you could take 1,000 traders and give 1,000 traders this algorithm, and they could come up with 1,000 different combinations a piece because it's so many different ways you can kind of plug and play and create your own confluences. So if you think about how you trade and you think about what the things are you look for in trade, imagine having an algorithm that allows you to look for those things for you and you can just create alerts around it happening for you so you know when it happens. So for me, if I'm trading a certain way, I'm setting my algorithms to let me know when my edge is popping up. So just look at it as this algorithm finds your edge for you. You program your edge into this algorithm, and it basically sends you your edge to let you know that hey, your edge is here, buy or sell. That's it.
Nice.
So the win rate is you. You are the win rate. It does not trade for you.
you got to know how to already trade or know
You
what.
have to know how to trade. If you're somebody that don't know how to trade, it most likely isn't for you. It's for a skilled individual that knows what they're looking for in the market, and they just get tired of looking over hundreds of charts. So what it does for me is it helps me. When I first started trading, I would go to charts 20 plus charts a weekend, and on every chart I would have to find my key levels on the higher time frames and do my own top down analysis and find my areas where liquidity is sitting at. I would have to find areas where the supplies and demands are and what is the trend line and what direction is the market. I don't have to do any of that, not anymore. So it automated that process for me. That's all it did. It just saved me time,
Yeah, because you used
which
to
is
mark
good.
those charts crazy. I'm like,
Yeah,
bruh,
yeah. I used to
you.
spend hours on just marking up charts, and now I don't have to do that. I can go to every
Yeah.
chart, and my trend lines are already there for me.
Nah, that's dope, man. That's real. Definitely appreciate the outlet onto that.
Yeah. So if any of y'all interested, man, play at 7. We'll be in here.
All right.
7 p.m.
I'll be
Yeah.
there.
All right.
So tomorrow is Upland. So I'm not trying to recruit nobody into Upland. Upland is just a space I created for people that's already into it. And if you don't see no value in it,
How
I'm
much?
not
How
even.
much it costs?
I'll be there too.
What you talking about to get into it?
I'm trolling, bro.
Oh, all right. I don't know. I'm just saying,
Can I
man.
can
But
I
I'm
can I
saying,
pop in though? I know it's specific, right? But can I just like I know how you run it. I know. But can I
yeah,
just like
cause see, I'm like more jolly and I'm cool right here, but in that chat, I'm more engaged. So it's like I want to see a profile. I want to see like the proper. I'm showing you how to increase your value in
okay.
Upland,
So that's more hands
and
on.
right, it's more hands on. Like you
Okay,
gotta
got
be engaged. It ain't like you're just finna sit back and chill, and I'm not
you.
finna convince you like what it is. Like you gotta already know what tokenization is and how it works.
Just
Yeah.
got me
Okay.
And
another property today too. Hey,
Property on
so
what?
so
on
basically
up.
Upland is just the vehicles. It's just NFT vehicles. But those vehicles gonna be used as a marketplace to move like our whole conversation was today was the value being moved across wallets. And that value needs a marketplace. And Upland is one of those marketplaces because that's the only metaverse that's pegged to the world one to one.
So is this what you was telling me about digits? Hold on, let me say it right. Digital
Real
real
estate.
estate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Digital real
But
estate.
like I say, they disguise it as a children's game, but it's like, man, is I can't really explain it on a elementary level, like, cause we'll be here all day if I explain it. But basically, like I say, man, these are vehicles that you can use,
Can I get a one liner?
huh?
Can I get a one liner? Like I'm gonna look it up myself because I know how you like to point people to the information. I know you want me to read for myself and all that. I get your plight. I understand how you want me to go about it. But if I get just if you could just give me a one liner, how would I benefit? How would I benefit from Upland?
Because your purchasing power. Let's just say you got $3, right? All right. So in the future, we know USD finna fall. So that means these NFTs are gonna have a different valuation to sell because now we're going to be using other forms of currency. So like crypto. We know crypto is deflationary. That's the part that makes crypto so valuable because it's deflationary. But if I'm making deflationary money off this platform, does my inflationary $3 stand a chance against this deflationary crypto? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but it's a. I'm sorry.
Would you say
No,
two?
I was agreeing with you. No, I was agreeing with him.
Oh, okay.
So, with that value being there, man, it's like it's only three, like $5, $6. But then you'll look up the property in real life. The value is so the tokenized value is gonna be so like it's like I'm buying like mansions for like $5. The image and likeness of it. Like I say, the ideology is the value is gonna be transferred to blockchains, not the actual asset. But this is a vehicle that they're gonna be using because it's a marketplace. And then like even like last time I showed you guys that these are relatives that's already here that's putting all this money into Upland. And it's a private company. It's not like it's a public company. And what's crazy is it's an actual metaverse. Like your avatar can leave Upland and go somewhere else and make money doing something else. And that's what's
I don't,
crazy.
I don't think I ever asked you this question. Is there a competitor, or who are the competitors of Upland and that platform? Would that be on like the metaverse, like with Facebook?
Uh there's gonna be different type of metaverses. I can't find I know Justin introduced me to one, I think it's Super World,
Yeah,
but
Super
they're more
World is a
for
competitor.
but it's more for like socialism. So it's not like you're moving value across these blockchains. Basically, it's you're taking a place within the world and creating a hub for social environments. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
so
I
it's like
don't
a
know.
space. You
Right.
can be in Tokyo, but you are in Atlanta.
But you're creating a digital nation because now you got, let's say, if I got all these people in Atlanta that's coming here from a digital standpoint,
Hmm.
and we're having a digital party, or we're having this, we're doing this. We're having a trading session. We send back trading with each other. You see what I'm saying? So that energy alone is very powerful. But upland is taking real estate itself because it looked like a GIS map now, and it's taking the actual real estate and pegging them to different, all separate NFTs, and each NFT is on the blockchain. So
Is there
I
any
think people,
ability that my the purchase that I make on Upland for this real estate property can also be made on another platform and somebody else has equal ownership that I have, like basically bought my plot twice.
no, that's not the case because it's all you. Like upland is a closed environment. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay. Yeah.
So but it's the image and likeness, meaning let's say this house I bought in the upland, and let's say BlackRock bought the house in real life because that's what they doing, mega landlords, Amazon too, but they're tokenizing them. And I know we all right. I'm gonna just say this. All right, I know it's kind of getting late. That article I put in the chat about Trump signing that bill to where mega landlords can't be buying up all these houses, right? They
Hmm.
only can buy up to 75 houses, and then they get penalized. That's what tokenization is. I don't gotta own one house, one whole house. I could just own a percentage of the house. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But your percentage is gonna be different. You probably want a percentage, but you gotta resell it through marketplaces. So Upland could be one of those marketplaces people move value through. But it's gonna be more than just moving digital real estate. It's businesses on there. It's like digital products you can peg to NFTs. It's so much other stuff that's on there from a social standpoint, and that's why I kept bringing up socialism because everything gonna be social engagement, and that's what I'm trying to do here within this. Because if we
Hmm.
become social enough, we can transfer this energy into like super world and create a digital nation. You see what I'm
Yeah, a
saying?
whole yeah. Okay, I
I
guess my
wish still
final question
oh, sorry.
is what's the timeline basis that you, because I understand that we're early to Upland and these digital NFTs, especially when it comes to the real estate aspect of tokenization. What do you deem the timeline is for maximum exposure for this vehicle?
I can't say exactly because I don't know, but
Well,
I
yeah,
can
I mean,
say
yeah,
what.
just your gauge of timeline. I know there's
So
no
my
real true
gauge, I
finite.
think in the next 18 months, man. I think in the next 6 months you'll start people start having more epiphanies like in the next 6 months. Meaning you'll start seeing more people you see balling on social media all day, you'll start seeing them you'll start seeing their true value. Oh man, you've been broke this whole time. So now they're gonna be like, oh, people ain't getting it how they say they getting it because the economy messed up. So remember, commodities are a negative correlation to the economy. So as we keep saying gold and silver skyrocketing, your economy is falling as well. So if your crypto skyrocket, that means your buying power of your dollar is crashing. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So your eggs, your food, your energy, all that is through the roof. So now, if that keep going on, if we go into hyperinflation and stagflation, like I said, in the next 18 months, and then what's going to happen with these countries that's leaving the petrodollar, that's going to leave our fiat in the shit show. But if you already moving your stuff off, you can have money in the bank. We just can't have all your stuff pegged to a savings account. You just got to have it. Move it into places where that's going to be on a blockchain, either through RWAs, crypto, or life insurance. But if you just have it in savings, then you doing yourself a disservice.
Gotcha. Appreciate you, bro.
So the like I said, 18 months tops. But I could say when the Olympics hit, oh man, you really gonna start seeing some shit.
Oh, yeah, and that's a good
Because
gauge because that's like a 6 months from now. So that makes sense.
and that they have to
It's a slow rollout.
basically the Olympics gonna
Oh,
be a place where they can test. Sorry.
I was just saying, the World Cup
You
coming up as
you breaking up.
well.
Right. So uh they gonna gauge these technologies, these towers, this internet, this quantum, and gauge it because there's 5 billion people that's tuning in to this this Olympics in LA. You see what I'm saying? So and LA is a strong digital nation, a strong digital nation. And you saw that when crypto.com bought the Staples Arena. So
Beverly
that's all
Hill
I'm saying.
has like what you were discussing earlier about the seminar program. That's one of the ways that they use to catch like people
Right,
robbing the stores in Beverly Hills. Like all of those stores are like all
right.
connected between like one central computer and one central. All their cameras all go to one central computer that log the same database as like the LA like the LAPD. And then once you mess with interstate commerce, it becomes a federal offense, and you hit the feds. So I mean,
So
it's getting
think
crazy
about
out
what you
here with
just
all
said.
the
So think about what you just said, and think about what we said about Finland. So what's gonna happen when they pay out enough money to where they don't want nobody without adequate value? Like man, if you don't got no value, when like we if we have the technology to keep you from coming out here, a shield or something that you can't even walk through. You see what I'm saying? And y'all remember when Buckhead was trying to leave Atlanta
yeah, that was a
or
big
Fulton
deal
County?
about
But that's why
yeah,
that YSL thing went crazy.
and I think didn't
Like
Texas
and
try to succeed the United States around the same time, or didn't they
right,
file to
but
succeed?
I think all these countries are going to be decentralized. All these states, they're gonna become countries. Basically, man, we're gonna have our own economy and our own currency. But we're gonna be interoperable with each other through treaties. So it ain't gonna be like, oh, man, you can't go to Texas. No, if you got the adequate value, you can go to Texas or you can go wherever you want to go. So you have to become a commodity, not the state. You do. And if you're a commodity, that means your value doesn't change wherever you go. So it ain't gonna be no simple no more. So, but before I go, anybody got any questions? Well, tonight was a good night, you guys. For y'all who's in Upland chat, I see you guys tomorrow. So, all right, y'all. Good night.
Peace out.
All
Good
right, good
night.
night.